Mhm.
Oh, there we
Okay.
go.
Now we're official.
Oh, now we
Yes.
can work. Now we need to work.
We got this.
So I took my self-allowed rest a minute ago and missed our directions. So I'm just gonna project and you guys tell me what to do.
Okay. I think we're just, again, looking to give feedback so that things are actionable and focused and like logistically sound. Does that sound right to you, Kathy?
Yes.
Okay.
Focused, actionable, and I forgot
Um,
the last one. I keep wanting to say strategic.
yeah, streamlined.
Streamline, thank you.
You had it. You had
I
it.
was close.
You were so good. Okay. So we want focused, streamlined, and actionable. So I think we're just the second set of eyes that make sure that the recommendations make sense. Um, and so some of these, I feel like by part, like it's going to feel repetitive, but in the end, they're going to consolidate everything, correct?
Well, you know what? I think they will where it makes sense. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to stop apologizing that things sound repetitive and maybe we can just um
Like,
keep
is this when we do start consolidating?
Yeah. That's what I understood her to say, that we can, alt consolidate, alter, whatever we need to do to make it.
but we wouldn't jump to like four, for example.
Oh, no, no, we're just doing
No.
3B.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so within the threes, as with this is
Right,
our domain, and if we feel like this echoes something in four, they'll
right,
deal with that.
right.
Okay, okay. That's kind of what I was. Okay. And so this is supposed to reduce the duplicative work.
Something like that.
Kathy, as a person who works in higher ed, is there
Mhm.
anything in this that's standing out as not possible or unrealistic or impractical?
I would say no, I think because it's looking at a standard, it's actually going to be clarifying the standard, making it a little more and actually provide more direction on it. I think that's going to be helpful. Um, yeah. hmm No, the only pushback that tends to happen is people that have this mentality of not understanding how much support you can actually give.
Mm.
That's the main issue. And I think it's just going to take a paradigm shift. People are going to have to stop saying teach to the test, and they're just going to have to understand that this is supposed to be formative and you're supposed to be helping them develop, which is not teaching to the test.
Mhm.
So I think that'll just be a paradigm shift for people. But I think it's perfectly doable. And well, I'm gonna try and think. Yeah, I mean, I think it's doable. I think that totally again, we're just asking, or this recommendation to me just says we need to actually clarify what we want programs to do in Standard 5. So I think it's perfectly actionable. And we're not asking them to do anything that they already should not be doing. It's just put it in the standard explicitly, please. So that when CTC or during accreditation, this comes out.
So that being said, do we need any changes, do you think, guys, on this side? Because nothing about this feels objectionable or impractical to me either.
No, it's not.
Mm.
It to me, I say it's focused. I say it is streamlined, and I think it's actionable.
Mm.
Next,
Next.
we have a lot.
Yeah, we do. So
So I guess what we probably should think about is of all of these, which ones can be kind of consolidated or which ones are already assumed in others, I guess,
Hmm.
if that applies. So now we're looking at 3J. No, we
Sorry,
left so,
messed up, messed up.
so here's 3J.
So this is a tricky one because it's basically saying they can use other assessments to portfolio instead of the TPA.
Now see, for me, the problem I have with this one is I mean, the secondary passing standard kind of already does this. But yeah, but the way it's worded, it does imply that the TPA is not going to be, I don't feel like it accounts for the TPA properly, if that makes any sense.
Say more.
I'm going to say that right now, because the TPA is required for licensure, right?
Mhm.
Now, are we saying that we no longer want it to be the only factor in a candidate's licensure? If that's what this is trying to say, we already have the secondary passing standard, which does exactly that. So I'm not sure about what the intention of this one is. I would need to know what they were really saying. I mean, I think I see what they're getting at, but again, the secondary passing standard already does this. So I guess maybe it just needs to be, yeah, I don't know what they're getting at exactly. How do you view this one? Because again, the TPA is already, we do already have some things that are measured in the program and assessed, candidates are assessed in a program, and some things are assessed on the TPA. That was part of the designing. The designing is which ones of these things can you see on a TPA and which one of these things can you need to be stay within the auspices of the program. So again, when I see this, when it says as one of multiple measures of candidate readiness, mastery through coursework and approved assessments implementing UDL, this is already true. So yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be embedded in the coursework. I'm gonna be wildly unpopular and just say get rid of this one. Just get rid of it because it doesn't make sense to me. I mean,
Well,
we're already doing this unless the main point of this was the UDL principles.
I feel like maybe even moving the UDL principles to the one before it so it's integrated with UDL, and so that they have lots of opportunities to work independently or with colleagues to push this through. I agree with you that through the last 7 meetings of conversations, uh, local scoring, secondary passing rate, all these things are supposed to do what this one's trying to do. And so we can move UDL elsewhere to like encourage good instruction of credential candidates,
Yeah, yeah.
right? High quality instruction of credential candidates. But again, like
Well, but
everyone says they are doing high quality instruction of credential
they
candidates.
are allowing candidates to demonstrate mastery through other coursework or approved assessments or implementing UDL principles. So they're saying that the assessment, the TPA, should demonstrate or use UDL principles in order to assess the candidate, or candidates should be assessed using UDL principles. And that to me is, again, we're already doing that. It just seems redundant. But if they wanted to put UDL principles somewhere, you could put it in there when we talk about the the suggestion or the recommendation on how, training um, professors, training site supervisors or mentor teachers, then you could put the UDL there because that's what it's getting at. So yeah, again, I say put if that's a really big deal, put the UDL somewhere else where it belongs, or training, in the training of the mentor teachers and whatnot, and then just get rid of this one because again, the secondary passing standard already does this. Unless what they're trying to say is abolish the TPA as being a licensure requirement. I mean, if that's what you're trying to say, that's a different conversation.
Well, that was on the table at the beginning of this. And so, in all of the iterations, that may have been, something that people we're hoping for. And so,
Yeah, but that's a
you know,
whole
yeah,
nother
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's
That's
a
like a
whole
whole
nother
other thing. It's a
can of
whole.
worms.
So what we did on the last one when we tried to get rid of something, which didn't happen and we didn't get rid of it, is we did the strike through to show that,
Oh, okay.
is that okay?
Yeah,
So we're
that
saying like,
works for me.
we think this is
Yeah,
covered your stuff.
because yeah, unless somebody is trying to get at something different. I mean, because that's what the way it reads, it doesn't really add anything except for UDL, which will be better placed when we're talking about training.
And if you, sorry, I'm going to jump in. If you look at the comments in the handout, that came up a lot of times.
Mhm.
What's that?
In the comments for when this was voted on last by the work group,
Uh-huh.
many people had, this is already in place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not crazy.
Nope.
No,
I'm like, we don't
no.
need this one.
Yeah,
We really don't.
right. And it's
I,
outside the purview of this group to say we recommend that you eliminate.
Exactly.
right.
That part. That's exactly correct. Because I'm like, if that's what it's trying to say, that's not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard for us to do.
Can I put that? We recommend removing this item.
Yeah.
Or just hide that slide. That's
Well,
what
just putting in
groups
the
have done in the
notes.
past. And then
Yeah.
we've clicked on over it during the share out. But unless there's any major objections, we just
Yeah. Because the UDL stuff, is already, like you say, it's already addressed in the other recommendations where we're talking about the training of the mentor teachers and faculty and all that good stuff. My cat agrees.
well then.
And so there you are.
Didn't we just do this? Julia, don't laugh. Like we just made a bunch of stuff for this, right? So
So
do we
much of
need
what
this
we
one
just did.
too? Did we
Yeah.
do both is what I'm asking.
You're muted.
No.
Couldn't get it unmuted then. But you're right. It came up within the local scoring one.
Right? So,
Yeah.
okay, what makes this most clear for the folks on staff? Keeping both or getting rid of one, knowing that it exists someplace else?
I really think it's probably helpful to get rid of them if they're redundant, because I think what that would tell the staff is it would provide more clarity, in my opinion. Because if I see two things that are similar, I'm worried that one of them is supposed to be different, and I would be concerned about, okay, well, what am I missing? What are they really trying to say?
So I
I mean,
would say, which focus area does this most belong in? I think that would be my question for you. And then I would suggest deleting it from the other one.
But we're only working on this one.
Yeah,
where was
but you
it?
could make the suggestion that
Oh, but you know what? Where it was somewhere. Where was it?
Well,
Well, we just did it in 5 at the very end. I think it was like 11 or 12. We said
Yeah,
that we want them to be trained, but they have to renew
right,
every 5 years,
right.
right? Um, and
that's
then we
also
said that
covered
we
in
wanted
4.
exemplars. Yeah.
And
Oh, but
4,
you
we
know what?
talk
I
about,
In
understand
4.
this one
And we
though.
wanted exemplars.
Yeah, the one for standard 5, that one we included like almost like everybody. This one is specifically targeted to the mentor teachers. And I think this was intended to say part of your 10-hour training that you provide to the mentor teachers on site needs to cover this. I think that's where this came from. Because right now, that says you have to have 10 hours of, you see what I'm saying? You're supposed to train.
This one's specifically mentor teacher.
Yes, yes. And I think it was meant to address the fact that the 10-hour training is kind of the wild, wild west. And it
Mm.
did not really provide any actual direction in terms of the TPA, like really specific directions. So I think that was what this was targeted for. And this would, yeah. So I guess it does make sense to keep this one in that respect because it is a specific standard that is specific to the training of the mentor teachers on site.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that.
So I guess that makes sense in that context.
I'm just gonna make a little note.
Okay. Do you want to make the words mentor teachers bold? Does
I
that
was
when
I
you
was
guys?
wondering.
Yeah. Like, does that mess things up when you guys go to format, Juliet? We don't want to make your life harder.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
And the one in focus area 4 was actually talking about the assessment design standards, I believe,
Right.
looking at the right
Yeah.
one. So that's different from the program
Different.
standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the concept of the level of preparation or training or information we want every member of the system to have is coming up in lots of areas.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it really does go back to that whole issue of, everybody having that mindset that they didn't want to give too much support or too much training. They didn't want to teach to the test. That's kind of where all that came from. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but we're trying. And again, it's supposed to be formative. This is supposed to be developmental. So, yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
All right, I'm going to jump to another breakout room. I'll be back.
Thanks, Juliet.
Thanks,
Thank
Juliet.
you.
It is so much more difficult to do this on Zoom.
Hmm.
I know.
I'm like, I'm dying over here.
Oh, there's just crickets in the room.
8:30 to
Wow.
5 is deathly.
Oof.
It's deathly. Nobody should be sitting in front of a computer.
This is my husband's job. He's computer 8 to 5
Really?
every day. And like he's got like a whole setup so that his body doesn't break. So this one, okay, again, because we did it with 4, this idea that like exemplars and opportunities. So do we consolidate this with 4, or do we expand on this to clarify that this model sponsors? Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
am I messing with the wording here?
You know what? I don't know. I do think this one's already covered, like you said. I think that's was kind of fleshed out. I would agree with that.
Yeah. Does it
I
belong more here or the other place?
I don't know. I guess in the other one, maybe. I don't know. I don't
So I
know.
think this idea, this one is different because it's cross-institutional
Mm.
collaboration, which is not in the other one, just the exemplars.
Uh,
I know in one of them, it must not be 4. I don't, we totally wrote out, in one of the groups I was in, wrote out something like this, like quite specific about bringing in groups from across the state
yeah.
and having to interact in that way.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it was saying that the state would provide support for that.
Mhm.
Delete it. No, I'm just deleting everything. I throw stuff away to you guys. I'm this person in our family.
That's kind of great.
Throw it away.
Cause
I
it,
keep everything person, so I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
I'll come to your house. I take so much joy in
Oh, good, thanks.
it.
Um, okay, well, I'm just gonna make a note. These are Juliet slides, but I'm writing in them like they're mine. Like, I want to find the other, I just like want to cross-reference everything.
Right.
Um, okay. I I know that we worked on something like this in another group. I don't think it was significantly different. So I am in support of skipping this if y'all are.
I am. I feel like it's been said before. It's already in something else.
Done. Great. I love this group.
And you could just say we think this one already exists elsewhere.
Mhm.
So same for this one.
Oh, let me see. Um, oh, yeah. I think this one, you. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I'm not sure if the other one says it exactly like this. Monitor. Well, maybe it does.
I think I like this one.
I like this one. It's clear to me though, because the other one really is connected to local scoring. I like this one better because to me, you don't need local scoring to do it.
Yes.
Mhm. I think
Yeah.
too, is this going to echo to any kind of accreditation
Well,
recommendation?
yeah, it has, it says put it in standard 5. So again,
Mhm.
this is something, the other one didn't, I don't think the other one said put it in the standard. I think the other one just talked
Mhm.
about doing it. So this one probably should stay.
Yeah.
Accreditation is focus area 4.
I think so. I'm
Yeah,
just
I think,
looking
So
so many
I don't
documents.
know.
focus area 4 is local
Local
scoring.
scoring.
3 is embedded, so it's 2.
This, I don't know.
Hang on. I'm opening everybody's slides now. I'm going to be a voyeur.
Oh, good.
Um, so focus area two's embedding.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, focus area
Okay.
one is removing duplicative work, it looks like.
Mhm.
And
So then 3 is accreditation. We're
Yeah,
doing accreditation. Okay.
yeah. But I
Then I
think
think
there's
it
two
belongs
parts
here.
of three. So there's 3A and 3B because it's so big.
yeah, that's
Does that
correct.
make sense? Continuous improvement and accreditation. So continuous improvement has some slides about this too.
Right.
Mhm.
Uh,
But I think, the way this calls out, specifically saying, hey, put this in this particular standard.
mhm.
I
And
agree.
I think what should happen, dare I say it, but what they're going to have to do after they get all these suggestions, they're going to need to have a work group to go through and
Yeah.
decide which standard really does some of this stuff belong in and how do you say
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
That would be a fun one.
Yeah, there's going to be more. Like I've already.
Just just the overhaul of accreditation standards in and of itself. Just, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
You think that's coming? Do you know when they were last revised?
Oh,
That's a side note, squirrel off
I
my
don't
head.
know. But like I said, I mean, obviously standards are going to have to be revised. And,
I'm just wondering if this will catalyze like a
it
full
probably
scale.
will. It probably will.
Okay. So we like that one. Let's look at 3N.
Improve communication across segments. Interesting. Yeah. See, this one was already said in like this one we just did in 4, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like to my group in 4 was, I know this exists in the
Mhm.
accreditation ones.
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess.
And we wrote this one last time. I remember sitting at the table and writing it.
yes, and trying to be really specific and calling out
Mhm.
interns and
Right.
administrators,
Mhm.
right?
So I would say because this is the accreditation one and we are specifically calling out in the standards which these would be associated with, I just want to leave it because at the end, they're going to have to decide which ones they're going to keep and how.
Yeah, agree. Kate?
Agree. Yeah, I'm trying to like find places where things are redundant in the other slides as we go, just so we can speak to them. But it's a beast. I feel like I want everything on a table in front of me so
Yes.
I can line them up together. I
Mhm.
need
Yeah.
a bulletin board. I need a
I need a
whiteboard.
bulletin board with like
Yeah, the
strings.
Yeah.
conspiracy string.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, this is not duplicated elsewhere. And remember, this was the one where everybody was trying to look at the website and it's there, but it's not really there.
Right.
It's under lock and key.
Yeah.
We need to sunshine all the data.
And I do think it belongs in the program standard. I think this recommendation definitely belongs in a program standard.
Do should so should we revise this to include that?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let
Okay.
me see.
This is the data.
Oh, okay. I see. Um, okay. I guess. Ooh. Ooh. Ye- Yeah, update there. It would definitely need to be, if we really want this to happen, then yes, it needs to be an accreditation standard. I mean, they already
Mhm.
tell us to publicly post all of our documents anyway.
Mhm.
But it doesn't have any teeth unless it's tied to accreditation.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Or a specific standard. Because right now we publish our data. Well, it's hard to find, obviously, or can be.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, to an accreditation standard, yeah, I would say that.
So would you say that accreditation standard 5 should be updated to include that program should explicitly link this data?
You could probably put this.
Does that make sense? Because the
Yeah.
accreditation really falls on the program.
Mm-hmm. You know what though? It might show up somewhere. It might be somewhere else too. But yeah, I think, can this be tied to an accreditation standard? I think that's or is it tied to an accreditation standard somewhere else? I don't think it, I don't think it is. I know we said something about making data more not publicly accessible, transparent. They were talking about data transparency in the other one. And they were saying post it so that candidates could compare and would know. I forgot that when we voted on. I don't know. Okay, that's good. Next.
We're ruthless. I love it. No, it's good.
Hey.
Good things. Um, oh, this one was a little contentious.
Well, again, this is one of those things that is already supposed to be happening, but doesn't because it is not explicitly in an accreditation standard.
But like the thing is because okay, induction has different rules. Like we and like everybody's like, yeah, you can say stuff about induction. We can make any rules we want, but induction is
No,
a
we
separate
can't.
thing.
No,
Induction is a separate thing.
right. But the thing
Yeah.
is that the TPA was supposed to be a guide for the IDP, which goes into their induction program. And then then they do everything in induction, right? So we're not saying change anything in induction. What we're saying is we need to give this some more teeth so that we make sure it happens and it's happening consistently across programs. Because right now it's the wild, wild west. IDPs look totally, it's just the wild west. It's crazy. And not everybody's getting equitable treatment in terms of getting that information and carrying it into their induction.
So, okay. So that being said, do we need to add it? Like, should we specifically add the words program standard 5, or is it enough for it to just sit like this?
No, it needs to be, I would almost echo what we said in the last one, like, can this be tied to an accreditation standard? You can almost echo the exact same thing we just put on that other slide. Because again, this is supposed to have already been happening, but does not because it is not in a standard.
Mm.
Mhm.
So
The
you can
notes on this page says alert 18.05. I don't know what that means.
Oh, so that means they had a program sponsor alert and it probably said something about this. I
They were
bet you
already
that was
supposed to be
probably in the
doing it.
original thing. But again, if it was a
Mhm.
program sponsor alert, it's not in the standards. Well, they tell you you're supposed to use the IDP, but not exactly the right way.
So maybe is our recommendation that program standards be revised to require information from the TPT,
Mhm.
TPA.
Yes, I agree. That like something like to require makes it more.
You said it was program sponsor alert 18.05 or alert?
So when I was looking at the program sponsor alerts, none from 2018 are posted. Like
No, there's not that one.
there's a gap.
There's
There's
something.
2017 and then 2019. So
I don't
maybe
know
there's
what that
a
is.
bug. But somebody with like encyclopedic information was like, well, actually. So that's how we found out.
I don't even see a program sponsor alert 1805.
None of the 18s are posted.
Hmm.
Something's wrong with the internet.
Okay.
I think it was Colin. Okay, so how about this? The worker recommends that program standards be revised to require information from the TPT be used to inform the development of IDP goals to develop.
And yeah, consistency or yeah, yeah.
I don't like how I this what do you think?
I feel like consistent means you do it more than once, but you actually mean
Oh,
consistent, like
I
the
guess
program actually do it.
I meant consistency across programs,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
not like within it, but
Yeah,
So consistent programmatic use of information.
hmm.
That feels very like, well,
I know. I'm trying to figure I don't like it feels weird.
we require programs to consistently use information.
Do you want something to be standardized? Is that what?
Yeah, I guess standardized would probably be a better term. I don't
You
know.
listening to our like after lunch brain sads right now.
Totally.
I mean, if it's in the program standards, we're implying that it's going to be from program to program.
Right. Yeah.
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 So
Definitely. So yeah.
It's
No,
okay.
you don't need a qualifier, I guess.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
I think we're good.
I just love our self-assessments in this group.
Yeah.
Like I just
A lot of
love that we
healthy
think we're good
self-esteem.
and we all think we're good together. Like nobody's fighting on that. All right.
I think we're all from Southern California. There is a certain like je ne sais quoi for people who live in it's fine.
It's
Fine.
good.
We're good. Um,
This is
wait,
another one of those
Yeah.
okay.
where it's making it a requirement. Instead of a should, it's making it a must, right?
Right. So this one, okay, well, yeah.
Oh,
These
and it's got
these
to go
two are
into
this
standard 3 for this
these
one.
two, yeah. These two are the same.
But this
Well,
one's a standard 3, right?
these are induction program standards. So
Yeah.
moving from
Induction
preparation
program
program,
standards.
And
Oh,
so this is the
okay.
one where I'm kind of like, ooh, are we allowed to touch this?
Well, I mean, we can make the suggestion.
it's a
And
recommendation.
that's
It's a
really what I'm thinking.
recommendation. So I think
Yeah.
it stays because and maybe, we just highlight or bold induction program for this
Mhm.
one and then bold print, the other one so
I
that
think
they
it's
know
one
the
of those,
difference.
yeah, I think it's one that like if we do one without the other, we're not going to get the implementation. I think it's
Exactly.
one where
Exactly. It has to be both.
And that
Absolutely
was the
correct.
conversation. I think we actually like organically added this one last time because we felt like you needed both levers.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay, we're done.
maybe.
What?
Okay. All right. Cool. Woo-hoo.
All right.
I have to go stand up or I'm gonna die.
Good
Yeah.
idea. I'll do that too.
Are we gonna have
She
what time
told
do we go
us,
back?
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
She told us, because my last group finished a little early, that you have to log out,
Right.
if we go. So yeah, what time do we come back? Anybody? Anybody?
No
I
idea.
can, I
They
can,
gave you 90 minutes total for the activity, but I don't remember what time you started.
I don't either. Hey, Heather.
Hi,
Can we
Kathy,
all
I
go
sent you
back
the
to the main
PSA
room?
in an email also that you were looking for.
What's that, Heather?
The PSA you were looking for that you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
said you couldn't find, I just sent it to you in an email.
Oh, thank you.
oh, thank
You're
Thank you.
you.
Thank
welcome.
you.
And it's just because I had Kathy's email.
Awesome.
I'm gonna email Juliet just really quickly. What time do we return? Because I have a feeling she has 700 tabs open. It might ping her.
I'm going to go back to the main room and see if
Oh, good idea. Let's see. I don't want to wander off and then everybody's missed quorum. Are
Yeah.
you guys
Yep.
so busy right now, Kathy?
Huh?
Are you so busy right now? I feel like every early career teacher I know is submitting TPA right now. Whew.
Uh, it for me, my credential desk is of course really busy. And the TPA coordinators, yeah. Lots of candidate support going on right now.
Mm.
Yeah, there it is. Program sponsor alert.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, it definitely needs to be and this was back in 2018. It definitely needs to
Mhm.
be in a standard because otherwise it's just not going to happen.
Gentle reminders sometimes aren't the most effective.
Mhm.
No, I agree.
um they told me 3:30.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Did we do all
no.
of this in half an hour?
Uh, what,
What?
3:30? I don't think that's right.
Hey,
Oh
Juliet.
no.
I saw Kate's email.
Oh,
3:15?
Okay.
Does that seem doable?
yes, that's doable for us.
Okay.
No, Kathleen, no?
Yeah,
No,
it's good.
I feel
It's
like,
good.
do you need us to do
Kathy
anything?
needs to
Did we
join
go
another
too
group.
fast? Yeah.
You're all finished?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are rock stars.
I'm the snitch. It's like we could have just run away and hid for 3.
Kathleen's like, we're in there going like, shh, don't say anything.
Shut up, Kate. Be cool. I'm not cool. I'm sorry.
We had a
Okay.
45-minute break, Kate.
Yeah, we were gonna get
No, I never threw a house party in high school because I would get in trouble. Like, look at me.
anyway, but
You,
yeah.
yeah, if you want to join another breakout room, I don't think they would be disappointed.
Okay.
Okay, sorry guys.
No, it's fine. 3:15, it's okay. I am gonna go stand up before I die though.
Yeah,
I gotta get out of this chair.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So 3:15, she said. Okay, cool.
We got a minute. Yeah, we're fine.
Excellent. Good job. Good job.
Thanks, team.
Yay, team.